Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections for Sunday, October 11th. We're getting today's play of the day. Quick recap of what happened yesterday. A lot to recap, so I'll go through it right now. College football, we ended up going 2-1. We won with Oklahoma, Texas over 72, which was available on BetOnline at minus 112. Took an overtime, so got a little bit lucky there, but we'll take it. At Central Arkansas and Arkansas State over 62.5. That ended up going over at minus 110 on BetOnline. And our lone loser was on Louisiana Tech minus 14 at minus 110 on Fox, but they only won by single digits. So we made 0.78 units there. And in the UFC, we ended up going 2-2 for positive 1.5 units. We won on the Aspinall-Badeau fight, ending by first-round knockout at plus 100. We lost on the Kasangane decision. We lost on the Kasangane moneyline parlay with Daukus under 2.5 rounds. And we ended up getting the victory in the last play we had with Tybura by decision at plus 275 on Fox Bet. So we ended up making 1.5 units on UFC and 0.78 units on college football. So a very solid Saturday. We'll be looking for another profitable day here on Sunday. Now for the play of the day, we're going to be doing another NFL play here on Sunday, and it's going to be on the Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. And for the play of the day, we're going to be looking at a prop here on DraftKings, and it's going to be Seattle Seahawks total touchdowns over 3.5, which is available on DraftKings at minus 122. A couple reasons why I like this prop. First of all, I'm a little bit confused by the math on it because of the fact that Seattle, their team total is 31.5 with minus 110 to the over and the under, yet the over 3.5 touchdowns is minus 122, which means that if you do the math in your head, 4 touchdowns gets you to 28. So they're basically assuming that you need 4 touchdowns and 2 field goals in order to go over. It's at minus 110, and in order for you to go under 3.5 touchdowns and for it to go over the total, you are looking at 3 touchdowns followed by a ton of field goals, 4 to be exact. So I find the math a little bit off here. Minus 122 for 3.5 touchdowns is basically asking me, do I think Seattle's going to get to 28 points? And the answer is yes. Simply put, Minnesota's defense has been terrible so far this season. I know Eric Kendricks is supposed to play in this game, but Minnesota's defense has left a lot to be desired so far this season. And just to actually break that down, Minnesota's defense has allowed at least 4 touchdowns in 3 of their first 4 games. Against Houston, they only allowed 2, so they did a pretty good job there, but Houston's offensive line has been a disaster so far this season. They gave up 43 points to the Packers, 28 points to the Colts, 31 points to the Titans, and now they face a Seattle team that has scored at least 31 points in every single game this season and has been very good at home, 2-0 so far. Seattle's averaging 35.5 points per game, 31 against Miami last week despite playing terribly and settling for a couple of red zone. I'd say they struggled a bit in the red zone. You had a red zone interception inside of the 5-yard line with Russell Wilson. You had a couple of plays somewhat like that, but at the end of the day, Seattle still scored 31 points. They scored 38 against Dallas, 35 against the Patriots, and 38 against the Falcons. So you're basically telling me that Seattle at home with right now a top 2 quarterback in the league against and a below average defense right now, 3.5 touchdowns at minus 122. That's way too low to me. I know the weather's not supposed to be the greatest as it's currently supposed to rain. Of course, it's in Seattle, but I don't think that really matters because the receiving core with Metcalf and Lockett should have a field day with Minnesota's inexperienced secondary. Wilson should run around the pocket, do whatever he wants. These teams also played last year when Minnesota's defense was actually pretty solid, and Seattle still scored 37 points. Wilson should do whatever he wants. He should throw for a couple of touchdowns here or there. There also is the chance that Kirk Cousins, who has struggled in primetime games, makes a couple of dumb mistakes, which might lead to some turnovers in plus territory. Either way, you're basically asking me, do I think Seattle's going to score 4 touchdowns? And the answer is yes. I believe that line at minus 122 should probably be closer to around minus 150 or even higher, especially if the team total is at 31.5 with minus 110 to both sides. So for the play that I once again here for Sunday, October 11th, it's going to be on the Seattle Seahawks total touchdowns over 3.5, which is available on DraftKings at minus 122, a time recording of 1:22 a.m. Eastern Time. That's an installment of Scott's Selections. Good luck to all of you and your respective best today. Bye, everyone.